Welcome back to another edition of Inside Anderson Raptors Athletics here on the all-new AndersonRaptors.org and ESP Media powered by Sidearm Sports. My name is Jason Griefer. You know who we're talking to. It's Anderson Athletic Director Chris Newton. He just finished another cup of coffee. I don't know if it's regular or decaf. He doesn't need the regular stuff. Fourth coffee in here on Monday morning. So we're gonna have a lot of a fired up Chris Newton to talk about here today on the podcast. And we'll just get right into it. And let's start on the volleyball court here. You know, we've talked here on the show in previous episodes about this is a young team. It's trying to find its way and going through a very difficult ECC. You look at the way the ECC sets up right now as we're making the turn into the second half of league play. You've got 5 teams above 500 right now. Anderson trying to catch up to that right now. I've got a few wins in league play, so that's good. But nevertheless, the second half turn gets going this Tuesday night with a trip to Bartels Road. Pretty good way to kick off the second half of the league schedule with your rival there. So I'm wondering, now that we've gone through the league one time, this young team is figuring out exactly what needs to be done to win in this league. Are the coaches now stepping up and expecting more of a step up from the girls now that they've seen the league once through and know what to expect as far as the opponents go and also their levels of play?
Oh, without a doubt, Jace, without a doubt. So, you know, we were talking the other day about that. You know, we're obviously pretty young. Okay, we've got 3 seniors, and our 3 seniors are very solid contributors on our squad. For Ashley Baker, we finally have got her back and healthy, but we've got a lot of young parts there. So, you know, I think we've been, you know, Coach Olson's been mixing and matching a little bit and trying to find out, you know, the pieces that are going to best work together and stuff like that. But, you know, as you said, we've rolled through the league one time. So now it's time to see if we're getting better. And I am very encouraged and I'm very excited because I want to see improvement. And I think we will. There's no doubt. Now, I will tell you this. You know, we've got a very young volleyball team, but our JV white and JV black teams have been playing incredible here as of late. And that's been very exciting because we got a lot of girls there that are going to, you know, compete and challenge for varsity positions next year. And, you know, when you have competition, good things are going to happen. And I think these 2 teams are going to breed that competition level for the varsity for years to come.
Are the varsity girls seeing that the next crop is coming and that they are pushing each other, and that, but as you said, by next year the expectation is that these girls on JV white and JV black are going to be there and as you said, make those pushes?
Oh, without a doubt. And our varsity girls, you know, they expect to go out there and win every night. So, you know, they're definitely not happy. They're not content about just improving. You know, they want to get some W's as well. And these are a lot of girls that have a tremendous amount of pride. And so, you know, there's no moral victories out there. They want to get some W's. And so that'll be great to see. We had this past Saturday, we had our Volley for Our Cause game, and we raised money for the Ben Kimball Foundation. And I got to tell you, it was a very special day here. You know, our parents just do an incredible job of decorating everything and getting baskets and, you know, raising a lot of money for a cause. And Katie Slusher, our parent rep, she was just absolutely incredible. So, you know, that's kind of the halfway point through some things. And now it's time to kick it in gear and find out where we are and get some W's.
And that'll start with Bartels Road on Tuesday, who's been kind of up and down. So a good opportunity perhaps to get a league and start the second half right. Let's switch gears. Let's move on to cross country and starting to see the finish line of the regular season ahead of us now. We have just a couple of meets left coming up with the Hyde Park Blast and also the Kings Duel, which is on the first weekend of October. I'm wondering from that perspective, now that we're starting to see the postseason in sight now, are these last 2 matches, are we hoping from the coaches to learn more about the runners right now? Are we looking to peak perhaps at Hyde Park before tapering at Kings, knowing that these are the last 2 meets before the ECCs?
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, again, we were young in the cross country world. So hearing, Coach Lee talk about the kids, she is so excited about the development of some of our young, young runners. Audrey Baker just keeps, getting better and getting better and getting better. Emma Stenger just keeps getting better and better. Audrey had a top 20 finish the other day, so it was great. And we've got another young man, Kevin Phillips coming out. We've had a run of Phillipses here. We've got 4 of them now. It's pretty cool. So Kevin did a great job and set a PR. So, I mean, we're excited about where we're going. Again, and when these kids get PRs, it's not by like 5 seconds. Sometimes it is, it's by, 20 seconds. And so they're just really kind of figuring out and finding out who they are. So I think Coach Lee is really pleased with the progress that's going on. And now it's here we go. Let's keep running. And, as I always say, when you see a person in front of you, run faster. I mean, that's my, cross country coaching that I supply there. And our kids, I'm excited to see where Audrey Baker's going to take this, because she's a good one. She's going to be a very special one here at Anderson.
Or if you're Sam Mizukawa, somebody gets in front of you.
Sam Mizukawa,
just take him down and tie him up like a pretzel. I mean, he's capable of doing it.
That's what I tell him. If you can't pole vault over them and you can't run past them, just get a takedown.
2 points.
No problem with that.
Yeah, 2 points. That should be good for a few seconds off of your time at the end of the race. I wouldn't have a problem with it.
And I tell them just to make sure that part of the course is in the woods where people can't see, because I don't know how everybody's going to react to that. But yeah, when you're in the woods, man, free game.
Yeah, why not? Why not have at it? Yeah, that's for sure. We'll see if we can get any confirm or deny from Sam at some point here in the coming weeks here. Let's move on. Let's talk about your girls soccer team now, moving on to the pitch here in a battle for a really tightly packed ECC at the top. You have Milford and Loveland at 3-0-1, and then we have Anderson in a 3-way tie with West Claremont and Lebanon at 2-1-1 in the league. So obviously a lot of action left to be decided here. But we look at the schedule, the way things are setting up here. You've got a pretty big week coming up, hosting matches against Kings and against Loveland. And of course, as I mentioned, Loveland tied for first place here. But one of the things I did want to point out since our last chat is the fact that they've won 3 matches in a row on the road.
Yeah.
You beat Bartels Road 2-0. You beat Coleraine 2-1.
Wait, hold on a second, Jace. What did you say? We did what?
You beat Bartels Road.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to hear that again.
You beat Bartels Road 2-0.
Oh, yes.
Then you win at Coleraine 2-1. So getting a win over a GMC school, that's always good. And then most recently, you go on the road in the league and beat Little Miami 2-1. So feeling good about our trek coming in. Of course, Milford got the best of you on the 14th. They're a fine program, of course. That's why they're tied for the top of the league. But big week coming up against Kings and Loveland here at home before you head to West Claremont next Tuesday. But I'm wondering how encouraging it is for the girls to win 3 in a row on the road like this, especially knowing, of course, looking down the road, a month, 6 weeks from now, that they're going to have to go on the road if they're going to want to try to advance in the state tournament.
Yeah, and it's been huge getting some of these wins here of late. It's a very proud program. And when we started off the year, by playing a Seton and I can't remember. I think it was 5-0 or 5-1. And the score really didn't show the game because actually, they scored a couple times really late. And then we suffered a huge defeat to MND. Yeah. So they were questioning themselves and they were doubting themselves. And because, tradition, that's not us. And so what has happened is we've got a little bit of the swagger back and going and winning those 3 matches, like you said. And now we're ready. The girls are in a good position. They know we can compete. Like you said, Kings Tuesday, Loveland Saturday. mean, this is a great week for us. We should be a little bit well rested. We didn't have a game Saturday, so we should be well rested and ready to attack this week. So yeah, I'm excited. Rowie Powers she was knocking on, she was hitting, the sidebar, the crossbar, she was hitting everything. And against Coleraine, she popped 2 in. So now she's a lot more relaxed out there and not pressing. And Ellie Laney does a great job in the saves. So, I'm excited to see where this week's going to bring us.
Over on the boys' side, we're
Woo!
just as strong. That they are rolling right
Woo!
now. 9-0-1 on the year, 4-0-0 in the league. It's you look at the way the league's set up right now. It's Anderson and Loveland, the only 2 unbeatens left in the league. However, big one coming this Thursday with a trip to Kings, who is 3-1 in the league. So nipping right on your heels here. And that's also going to mark, as we look at the schedule, the turn into the second half of league play on the season. So you look at the way things set up after Kings, your most serious threat after that is going to be Loveland, and that is it. With the way the rest of the schedule shakes out, you've got Walnut Hills, Winton Woods, and West Claremont. They're all towards the bottom of the league. So I'm wondering, in that point, what are the coaches wanting to see in this Kings matchup, knowing that the rest of the schedule lightens up towards the end of the year, except for the Loveland match?
Yeah. Well, and we've had this discussion before about what I think about Sam Miller. There's no doubt there's not a better coach anywhere around. I just hope we don't lose him to like FCC Cincinnati or something like that. Somebody discover him. He's a great soccer. Yeah. I mean, a technician. And another thing that I think he's tremendous about is communicating with our kids. And, after our big win, what was it? I can't remember if it was Tuesday or Thursday. I can't remember when we won here, Tuesday or Thursday night. I think it was
you won both.
Yeah. So it was Thursday night. After that.
You beat Milford on Tuesday on the road, came back and beat Little Miami on Thursday. And then this past Saturday, you beat Lakota West. Pick your wins.
So it was Thursday night, and in his, discussion, he talked about Lakota West, and he talked about the importance of that particular game. He's not talking about the Kings game. He's not talking about the Loveland game. He's talking about the Lakota West game and about the importance of that game from a city standpoint. From hey, we need to make sure everybody understands when they come to play Anderson High School that, they better bring their lunch pails. And this is a great opportunity to show that. So, he communicates so well with our kids, and it's about a game at a time. We're not going to look to Loveland at all because he wouldn't dare overlook Kings.
Yeah.
And so, have a solid game against them. And then, then you've got a, Battle of the Beachmont, the Beachmont Brawl here. We go to, travel over to McNick. And that's a huge game. So that, so we'll worry about Kings, we'll worry about McNick, and then we're going to move on to whoever's next in the schedule. But the kids know they got something special going. There's no doubt about that. And so that they're playing great team soccer. Bennett Painter, had a hat trick on last Tuesday. He's up there among the league leaders. Sammy Hughes is he's the best waiter in town, man. He's serving assist up all over the place. And it's a fun group to watch. Ryan Sullivan, he's an octopus. He's got like 8 arms, I think, back there, man. There ain't nothing that gets by him. So we're excited. It's a fun group. It's a great group of kids to root for too.
9-0-1 and 4-0-0 in the ECC as we make the turn to the second half of the schedule. It's a big one coming up with Kings this week, but have everything they want in front of them, and just have to take care of business at this point. Let's switch gears. Let's talk about American football now. 3-2 on the year after a tight one that they drop on the road at Kings. Kings is off to a 5-0 start, so no shame in that one, a 7-point loss, but come back home against Lebanon in a big night here. We put 51 points on the board, and get the win there to go to 2-1 in league play. That's all well and good. We're going to talk about the schedule coming up here in a moment, especially the schedule in October, because it is a gauntlet to finish the regular season. But I can't not mention that Joey Faulkner just went bonkers against Lebanon and putting up like video game numbers here. And I'm not kidding about this, folks. 16 catches, 338 yards, and 4 touchdowns. You said you've got an octopus in net for your soccer team. Were some arms transposed over to Joey here for this game? How does he have 340 yards and 4 touchdowns?
I to be honest with you, I don't know. It's the wildest thing. He number one, he's an incredible athlete. And, Coach Dreyer continues to put him in a position to be successful. And, it's not like, with Coach Dreyer's offense, it's not like, hey, get Joey the ball. I mean, Griff Scaff has got opportunities, all over the field out there to look to and throw to. But Joey just continues to get open. And when he gets open, he's not only just catching the ball, he's catching the ball and he's running with it. And like you said, 16 catches for 338 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's a really, 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 really good 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
And Joey had it in 1. Santos Alvarez had a great game as well. He had 127 yards and that's his highest. And then, Griff, who's up for player of the week this week, had 528 yards and 6 touchdowns. Again, that's good. That's a 4 or 5, like really good games. And he had it in 1. And so, I think our kids really understand it. We've got a tough schedule coming ahead, but we've also played a tough schedule. I mean, that's why we went and played Princeton. That's why we went and played Clinton Massey. Princeton, I think, probably is lost 1 game, and Clinton Massey, probably the only losses to us. So we challenged ourselves, and so we're going to be ready for this gauntlet here coming up.
You look at the way the schedule shakes out, and I'm just want to rattle off the month of October because you're going to host Winton Woods. Look like they're getting their act together now. Milford is a very tough and physical team. You're going to have a rapidly improving Loveland team who is putting up points with anyone in the league. They're one of the most improved teams in the league this year. And then you close out the month with Bartels Road in their house before you head to the playoffs. That is a huge month of October. So I'm wondering in that point, how much more important does that make this coming week against West Claremont to take care of business against them? And they've been struggling knowing that you've got a gauntlet to go through in October.
Well, and the most important thing for us, I believe, is to make sure we value the football. And we did, our 2 losses, if you look, I think we've had 10 turnovers. So we hold on to the football. We can play with anybody around there. And so we had a game, a turnover-free football game Friday night. We need to go out and we need to play another turnover-free football game against West Claremont and do some fundamental things the right way. And we need to tighten up. Lebanon had a rusher, I think, with 286 yards rushing. So we need to make sure, West Claremont's going to pound that ball at us. And, they're over there licking their chops thinking, they got a 300-yard rushing against us. So we got to make sure we're ready to defend a very tough West Claremont running game. Yeah. So we've got our work cut out for us there. We can't look ahead to the woods. We got to make sure we're taking care of business and we're getting better each and every day. And that's, Coach Dreyer really focuses on those kind of things, improving each and every day.
As they head to West Claremont, have you made some kind of gentleman's bet with somebody who used to be in your office there?
I will definitely be in touch with him. It was it's funny, like on the schedule he did before he moved on. He called it at Zach's new house. So we'll see. Now I'm excited to see that boy.
we'll see what happens there for sure. To wrap up the show here this week, we've got a more to talk about. And this right now is part of the ECC championship portion of the show, because we have both golf teams and our tennis squad going for ECC championships this week.
Yeah.
Set all of these up for us, Newt, and your thoughts on your chances to have league champions.
Well, so I think we start off Tuesday. We've got boys golf and in the ECCs, and man, it's real tough to be a boys golfer here at Anderson High School right now. They're at the Beaver Creek invite right now, I think, playing at that NCR course, which, you know, it's unbelievable course. So they're playing there today. Then they're going to play out at the Grizzly tomorrow. So wow, they got the life there. They're smart kids. So, but we've got two kids in Cole Miller and Joey Crone. For that matter, Henry Lake's been playing pretty well lately. Bradley Stone has come on as a sophomore, has gotten an opportunity. But we're really expecting Cole and Joey to step up and be the leaders that they are in this, and vie for one of those top positions tomorrow in there. So it's same thing with tennis tomorrow as well, traveling out to the ATP. So that'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be, I'm going to get to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So that'll be a ton of fun out there.
Not a bad day for you.
Oh my God. I'm yeah, no kidding, man. I'm going to be loving that. I think it's supposed to have a little liquid sunshine, but that's okay. It'll be all right. Yeah. But our girls, Paige McPhillips and Ellie Laney and Andrea Mir-Turan, they're going to go challenge and see what they can do. So I want to say, we're going to finish in the upper portion of that. And I'm excited to see if we can get a league champ out of, one of our doubles groups or our singles groups. And then, then we have the girls golf, like you said, Ayla Bruger. I'm excited for her. She came in third in the preseason golf. And so I'm excited to see this freshman turn it loose. And there's nothing to say this, and I'm not putting any pressure on this girl by saying we expect it, but there's nothing to say that this little girl can't go out and win a league championship. You come in third, she can go out and she can win it. And the great thing about her, Jason, watching her play, you got no idea this girl's a freshman. You got no idea. I mean, she is so calm. She's a great leader. A great leader. Me, I'm throwing clubs everywhere, This girl, she took a bad shot, boom, gets right back up there. It's refocused. And she is going to be someone we're going to be talking a lot about here in this future.
And returning to the same course where she finished third in the ECC preview, that'll be out of Walden Pond. So some good vibes coming from there. So really a lot of great opportunities to win league titles in both golf and tennis, and also in all of our other sports we talk about. A lot to be played for here, and everybody in all of our other sports that we discuss here is still alive as far as league championships in that regard goes. And looking forward to seeing the progress, Newt, over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm very excited. And one thing, Jace, I did want to add, as I mentioned about, we had a military appreciation night on Friday night, and it was an awesome night. We had our 61 team back who won a league championship, so that was pretty cool. We had about 15 of those people back, and it was awesome to see. And then Steve Watt, who with the Merrimont Police, he's an Anderson parent. He came and played the bagpipes for us. We had like a 13 chair salute. And Tom Terciano, our booster president, is the voice of the Raptors, and there's nobody better on the mic than him. And then our halftime kind of centered around one of our very own, Albert Upchurch, his son, Evan, who we've talked about countless times. Mm-hmm. We honored him for his service in the military. And it was, I'm telling you, Jace, it was, we usually do those things between quarters, but we didn't have enough time between quarters, because reading all of his accolades and medals that we found out about it, because he's the kind of guy, he's not going to tell you, we had to do some digging and some research and pry into some things. But having the opportunity to honor Albert Upchurch at halftime, was an incredibly special thing. And it was great for the people of Anderson to hear what this gentleman has done for our country. And again, the amount of medals, I mean, 20 and 30 different kind of medals, and the amount of times that he had gone overseas, it was unbelievable. So it was a very, very, very special night here at Anderson Friday.
Proper way to honor obviously a great man. And obviously we want to thank here on the podcast, Mr. Upchurch, for his services to our nation. Without a doubt, there are a lot of great things to see Anderson doing the right things both on and off the floor. We're happy to talk about it here each and every episode here with Anderson Athletic Director Chris Newton joining us for Inside Anderson Raptors Athletics here on AndersonRaptors.org and ESP Media, powered by Sidearm Sports.